Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmatuhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem, amma ba'd. Respected viewers, one of the greatest challenges that stare at the world today is the fear of raising children. The fears that haunt the mind of every individual, without exception, is what would happen to a generation in a society that has become totally immoral and devoid of values. And as we draw closer to the day of Qiyamah, and we find the prophecies of Nabi alayhi salam manifesting before us on a daily basis, that Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu had said that we had barely dusted our hands from the grave of the Nabi of Allah, and already we found that the conditions around us had changed. In other words, the burial of the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which marked the termination of the golden era, was felt so instantly, so immediately, that we had barely dusted our hands from the grave of the Nabi of Allah, and already we found that the conditions around us had changed. What about you and I, who find ourselves 14 centuries down the line? In the 13 juz of Quran, there is a surah to Ibrahim, this great Nabi of Allah, Ibrahim alayhi salam. When we study the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was sent by the Almighty Allah to destroy idol worship, yet he himself makes dua to the Almighty Allah, that وَجُنُبْنِي وَبَنِيَّ أَن نَعْبُدَ الْأَصْنَامِ, that oh Allah, save me, save my son, save my progeny from worshipping idols. Why? The environment he was exposed to was an environment of idol worship. Hence Ibrahim alayhi salam understood the importance and the needs. So as parents, we need to understand the daunting responsibility and amazing dua Allah teaches us in Quran. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Oh Allah, bless us with such wives and such children who become the coolness of the eyes. What is meant by that? Create an environment of spirituality within our homes. Respected viewers, if your child dies without understanding who is Allah, what did my Nabi say? إِذَا أَفْصَحَ أَوْلَادُكُمْ فَعَلِّمُوهُمْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ ثُمَّ لَا تُبَالُوا مَتَى مَاتُوا. When your children develop the ability of speech, before you introduce yourself to your child, I am your father and this is your mother. Nabi alayhi salam said, it is your first duty to introduce Allah to that child. When Allah will be introduced to that child at the tender age, and that child will be asked about the Almighty Allah, then that child will respond like the Ismail of Ibrahim. So the upbringing, the nurturing, the tarbiyah of our children, this is an amana. How many of us make dua for our children? Respected viewers, make it a point. Take out 5 minutes or even 2 minutes to make dua for this priceless gift of nature, to find a obedient child who is upright in society. I swear by Allah, it's the priceless gift from the side of Allah Rabbul Izzah. You know, Yaqub alayhi salam, we all know the incident, the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. His brothers, what didn't they do to him? So they come to the father, that we have come to ask you to forgive us. What did Yaqub alayhi salam say? سَوْفَ أَسْتَغْفِرُ لَكَ رَبِّي. Very soon I will ask Allah to forgive you. Why didn't he make dua immediately? The commentators of Quran have explained, the ulama have explained. He said, I will delay that moment till the early part of the morning at the time of the Tahajjud, and I would ask Allah to forgive you at that moment. We make dua to the Almighty Allah. Allah preserve our children. Allah protect our children. Allah guide our children. And Allah make us true role models to our children, and so that we could leave behind a legacy that when we have left this world, our children will remember us. And we leave you with this narration that one person passed away. Allah told him, flip through your pages of deeds. He said, oh Allah, he will say, oh Allah, I find so much of good to my credit. Allah will tell him, your children are making dua for you, and that is the reward. Every father today is concerned, what would happen to my children the day I die? I think it is high time we ask ourselves the question, what would happen to my children the day they die? Inshallah, till we meet you again tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.